A few weeks ago, I was asked by one of you guys if I had to start print on demand now. Knowing everything that I know, coming to this with all my knowledge, in this time, with these marketplaces, everything that I learned in the last 5.5 years in print on demand, or in general, like the years before that when I was doing consulting, when I was working for e-commerce companies, doing SEO, building websites. If I had to do this now, start all over again, what would I do? And that question also got me thinking, wait, what would I do? And I feel like that answer is divided into two parts. Like, what would I do if I would have started with nothing? Like, what would I advise someone who's starting from scratch, in terms of also the education and all the things that I learned? What if that person hasn't experienced that yet? Or what I would do as May now. And that led me to actually perfecting something that I've been working on for a while and realizing what I want to do with my print on demand after 5.5 years. So I hope that you enjoyed this video today with my conclusion and my thoughts. And even though, it might not be relatable to all of you, it might not have, the exact answer to what you need or what you want, I hope that you will find it informative, educational, or just entertaining. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mayo and I teach creative people how to sell their art online. And today I'm here to tell you what would I do if I had to start print on demand today, knowing all that I know from the past 5.5 years in the print on demand industry, and also my experience working for media and tech companies a long time before that, managing my own blogs, doing affiliate marketing, and all that jazz. And I think that this has been one of the most requested videos because in a lot of ways, other than the person who asked me that flat on in a comment that stood out to me, I've been getting a lot of DMs saying, what should I start with? How should I start? Like, you have these years of experience, or you tested these products, you checked out these softwares. What should I do? Should I get Canva? Should I get an iPad with Procreate? Should I sell my own t-shirts on Etsy? Should I design for big marketplaces? Maybe I need a Shopify store with something of a thing that no one else is doing, or how to market it. So I feel like this is one of the videos that I was mostly looking forward to. And maybe that's also why I chose to film it in our bedroom. It's where I feel comfortable. And I'm also surrounded with a lot of print on demand here, even though it's not quite visible in the camera, other than obviously the sheets I'm on, the t-shirt I'm wearing, and that painting over there from Awkward Styles. I think that was from Awkward Styles. And that one on the wall is actually an original Mayo oil did with acrylic, but I'm digressing. So for today, I thought a lot about how I want to structure this video. I don't know if you guys know, but I write scripts for my videos. And today's video is actually scripted 4 times because I kept on thinking, how can I take all this knowledge and squish it into the right place, how to structure this video. And I think I came up with a good solution. So this video is going to be divided into 4 parts. The first is my print on demand experience. I'm going to try to squeeze in February 2017 till now. And the second part would be the lessons that I learned. That can be general, but also can be very personal to me. The third part will be what would I recommend a beginner starting now? And the fourth part is what I plan to do. And the thing is that there is a difference between what would I recommend a beginner and what I plan to do. Because I'm taking into account the fact that, for example, if you want to start out as a beginner and you have nothing to do, you need to throw yourself into this. Maybe you have some money that you saved or someone else in the family providing for you at the moment. So you have more time than I do right now because I don't want to drop the YouTube channel. I have a lot of other obligations. I have my medical condition that needs attending to on a daily basis. So I don't want to overdo myself when I'm talking about expanding on different ways. And I also need to tailor what I'm doing to my medical condition as well as to what I've already been doing, because I am coming with shops that are already open. And another reason for that might be because someone else has less time maybe than what I do. Someone has a full-time job, or someone is living in a very expensive place, because one of the things that really allowed me to focus on print on demand was significantly reducing my costs by going to a cheaper country, which is the concept of geo arbitrage. And I was wondering if to ask you guys if you guys want me to talk about that concept. I was thinking to put it on my separate channel and more on that later. But I really do see these things a bit separately, also from the financial point of view, because currently I am managing my finance in Israel and I'm not in Israel. So anything that I want to change with the bank requires me to go and sign a document. It's ridiculous. We're in 2022. Why do I need to go to the bank and sign? But that affects a lot of what I'm able to do from here. And more on that, obviously, when I get to these parts. And because I know that there is a lot of information in this video and I don't want to make it 7 hours, I'm just going to jump right into part number 1, which is February 2017 till now. What have I been doing with print on demand? Okay, that part took me such a long time to write down. It is like a really big throwback for me to try to remember all that. So forgive me from reading from my Zazzle notebook, which there will be a video about Zazzle notebooks next month. So February 2017, I came back from Thailand and I was in probably one of the worst mental and physical conditions of my life, and I discovered Society 6. I was pretty much uploading stuff to their platform because looking at pretty stuff made me happy. That's the reason why I started print on demand. I was sick and looking at pretty stuff made me happy. I even ordered some of the things that I designed just to bring myself a little bit of joy. Following that, I already had a women's magazine. I was selling gigs on Fiverr to promote Etsy sellers on my women magazine, and I was affiliating Etsy. So I would even, I would make money from a person purchasing a blog post, but I would also make money because people would come to my blog, read, and buy this, and that would get the affiliate commission. And that was a general blog. And a lot of the shops from Fiverr, I remember there was a period of time they were promoting baby products. So I opened a baby blog and started doing that on Fiverr. I will write about your store for baby products on my baby blog. And that's when I discovered Redbubble. And one of the things that I really liked about it comparing to Society 6 was the fact that they had onesies or jumpsuits. Did you know that onesie is a trademark? There is a very interesting onesie tutorial or onesie video coming up in August relating to that. But I discovered their jumpsuits as well as baby clothes, and I really liked that idea. And while I was writing about other stores in my baby blog, I was advertising on the sidebar my baby products. And then I discovered that I probably won't be able to ever have kids. And I think the way the doctor said it, truthfully, is that if I was able to have a child, 80% chance my husband would have to take care of it alone. And I'm not looking for any medical advice or opinion, as well as no pity. I have a zero pity policy. I had my struggle with this and dealing with this, and my first struggle was, of course, closing that baby blog and removing all of the baby related products from Redbubble. And then I replaced them with some very silly mahjong designs because I was constantly playing mahjong on my phone back then. Now it's Tetris. And I was in one of these groups like for unique designers or stuff purchased from Thailand because I used to live in Thailand. And someone was asking about unique dresses, and I shared with them my A-line dress of mahjong from Redbubble. By the way, at that point, I was like not designing t-shirts. I didn't care about t-shirts. I have a full video on the fact that for 4 years, I sold not one t-shirt on Redbubble, and then I'm fine with that and what I was selling. So we'll leave a link to that video down below. There will actually be a lot of links to a lot of videos down below. That person saw my mahjong dress, and they really liked it. They had a boutique in Vegas, I think, and then another friend with a boutique in LA. And they asked me if I can do that same dress, but with a different background color. So I did, and I started getting these amazing sales from that. I also went into some Etsy groups that I was a member of, and I was looking into what they need. A lot of people were talking about sticker packs, especially for thank you stickers. So I did a quick pack on Redbubble and posted a link on that. Redbubble has this big sale where if you buy more than 10 stickers, and that started selling. And I took the lessons that I learned from that baby blog and took my penguin socks, I think it was. I had this cute little penguin design on socks, like a pattern, and I put that on my sidebar on my main woman magazine that was still open back then, before it was hacked, unfortunately, and taken down, I think it was last year, or even the beginning of this year. So this was how I started with Redbubble, and I feel like because I got so many sales from these products, they sort of started fulfilling each other, like fueling each other, and that was going quite well. I also had some Etsy experience, like I experimented using Canva because I was only using Canva back then with some Etsy printable wall art, and I kept opening an Etsy store and closing it. There was a full video about why all my Etsy shops failed. A big part of it is my mental condition or my mental health at the time. I will leave a link to that one down below if you are ever experiencing this feeling that, you know, when you're starting something, even if it works, you just kind of feel depressed about it and close it. You're not alone. You're seriously not alone. And following that, oh my God, this is so much. Following that came 2018, and I spent the majority of 2018 in Bangkok, Thailand. I was helping friends of mine with Shopify while still consistently selling. I mean, it was one of the best parts, especially when you're living in Thailand, because I remember getting around $4 or $5 commission to one of these A-line dresses, and I would wake up in the morning almost daily making $20 just from that. So that's $600 a month just from one item, not to mention the rest, while I'm living in a place where I'm basically paying, what was 13,000 baht was 1,300 shekels, which was, oh my God, math in the morning. I think that rounded up to about $300 a month for my rent. So just from that mahjong dress, I was doubling my rent, which was insane to me, insane. And I started getting into Shopify because I had a lot of friends who had some problems with Shopify, who were working on it as their own freelance business. So I started coming into that, coming with the knowledge that I had from WordPress and from Magento and from Squarespace and from other CMSs. And I started dabbling with Shopify, and I even started a dropshipping store with Shopify. It was actually quite a funny story. I decided I'm taking a day off. Came downstairs, met a friend of mine in the cafe under our building, and she was taking a day off as well. And we're sitting there with a cafe, like, what are we gonna do today? It's a free day. What am I supposed to do? Let's open Shopify stores. So we decided to give ourselves a challenge that we both went up to our apartments, got our laptops, went back downstairs and said, we're not going home. This was like 9 o'clock in the morning. Not until we finish setting up a full store, but until we get our first sale. That was one hey of a day. Like, seriously. She chose the travel niche. I chose mermaids. What was I thinking? And we started building our Dropify. We started building our dropshipping Shopify stores. It was so much fun. I had so much fun doing this. And I actually made my first sale, I think it was 7 hours from nothing. From starting completely from scratch. That was insane. We were just super hyped up. I don't even know how to explain it. And then the next day, again, this is something that is personal for me because I'm Israeli and I have an Israeli bank. Now, the way that things work for me with personal credit card is that when I have a credit card, the credit card has a limit, and on a certain date of the month, the amount that I spent on the credit card is automatically taken from my account. It's a banking credit card. I don't have like a credit card debt. Most Israelis don't even understand what that means. And when I was traveling abroad, whenever I was making a transaction that is not physically in Israel or taking out money from the ATM, that would go directly from my bank account and not take in my frame of how much I can spend per month from my credit card. The day after I opened that dropshipping store and started and made my first sale, I think I made another 2 or 3 sales throughout the night. I went to withdraw money from the ATM to pay my rent because I was paying in cash, and the ATM told me that it cannot give me that money. And I'm like, I have that money in the bank account. The problem was that apparently something changed, and everything that I was billing in Thailand, including ATM, including cash, was going from a very small frame that I never had to use. So I never bothered updating that very small amount, which was around $750 a month as a frame. And I found myself with so much money in my bank account, unable to access my own money, and I need to pay rent. Thank God that, I had friends there to lend me that money. But then I realized that if I make sales on my dropshipping store, I cannot actually purchase the products that I'm getting paid for. And the more people purchase from me, the more I won't have money to spend here. I remember trying to talk to the bank. They were like, you need to come and sign. I'm like, I'm in Thailand. I can't even buy a plane ticket to go home because that's an online purchase that you would block from my frame. And I just felt so bad. So I blocked it. And I feel like that was such a horrible experience. But at the end of the day, you know, with all the bad, I'm always thankful for everything that happened. Late 2018, I came back to Israel. I got a Wacom tablet for the first time, and I got Clip Studio Paint. And to my surprise, there is not a lot of Clip Studio Paint tutorials on YouTube, which was kind of annoying. I started experimenting with that, mostly doing coloring pages because I was super depressed at the time with a lot of anxiety, and coloring pages was something that always helped me out. I also opened an Etsy store for that and sold coloring pages for a while. I also experimented a lot more with making digital abstract art. That's when I opened my Displate store. And Displate back then did not require you to get approved so much. So that was kind of a cool thing to realize, like, years after that I have a Displate account, which I still do. Fast forward to 2019, I started several shops. I still had the same products on Redbubble that were making me the same amount of money without me doing anything to it, because I kept updating that blog that had nothing to do with Redbubble but had all my products on the sidebar. So I was literally not uploading any products and making more sales. And throughout that year, I was living in Haifa for a while in Israel. I was in a really bad condition. I was doing a lot more Fiverr gigs because I needed a lot more money. So I kind of wasn't thinking about investing myself in anything else other than continuously doing Fiverr gigs, my consulting gigs, as well as taking on consulting clients, website building clients, and stuff like that. And then came 2020, and I started 2020 by going to Romania and decided that during 2020, because I knew that I was expecting to get a Portuguese citizenship in 2021, during 2020, I will be living in 4 different locations in Europe, so when I get my European passport, I can choose where to live. But, you know, we make plans, and God brought a health situation into the world, or whoever you want to believe brought it. And 2020, I think I had that another attempt with Printful to do mugs, but, you know, then my credit card problem was still the same, and I was still abroad, and I switched it to printables. I sold a lot during Easter, mostly like greeting cards, printable greeting cards, and printable coloring pages for Easter. I also donated a lot of those to hospitals through connections that I had, so that was a pretty amazing feeling. And then all hell broke loose, and I had to go back to Israel to spend my time in depression. It was a dark time. 2021, I opened this channel. Oh wow, so weird. And I was experimenting with Fine Art America, which was a reason to get out of the house to do photography for me. It was amazing. I also opened Think Wall Art, which is a website completely dedicated to wall art, combining wall art that I do from Fine Art America, as well as things from Society6, because you can affiliate your own things on Society6 as well as affiliate others, which was amazing. And I'm going to stop like right here because I said the word affiliate a little bit more than usual. And I would like to explain for those of you who don't know, affiliate marketing is when you recommend a company or a service or a product, and if someone purchases it using your link, you get commission. And I find that affiliate marketing has a bad rap sometimes. I think people confuse it with multi-level marketing, but affiliate marketing in its core is a good thing. I mean, I recommend a company like Creative Fabrica because I genuinely like their service or their graphics or whatever you want to call it. They get a creator to make videos about them to explain how to use that product or these products to a customer, and the buyer gets more tutorials from so many different people on how to use that product. So to me, that has always been a positive way. And Society6 gives you the option to affiliate even your own stuff. So if something is sold, you get double commission. So that was kind of cool. And I was ordering some stuff from Redbubble. I started ordering some products to do some product reviews. I was happy with the products, not happy with the products. And then I came to Bansko in May. I didn't know how long I would stay. I started ordering test orders from Printful. I didn't really figure out what was going on. I thought I would only be here for 3 months based on my visa. I finally got my birth certificate, my Portuguese birth certificate, right before I came to Bansko, May of last year. but I thought that I would only be able to do the actual process in Portugal or in Israel, and I was kind of conflicted about that. I spent that year in Israel being so much in my own skin or in my own problems that I didn't go to a bank to fix my problems with my credit card, so that was a nice thing. And I came to Bansko, and I feel like I had this high, also with photography. Like, I mean, come on, this place is gorgeous. And the cows, I'm in love with the cows in a crazy way. And I felt like things were finally picking up. I was doing a lot of things, and then I injured my coccyx bone at the end of July, and I removed so many things from my Fine Art America store. I couldn't even look at photos that I took while being out on a walk when I can't walk. It just made me so depressed. So depressed. And that's when, I think it was September, that I ordered an iPad with a panic attack for spending that much money, not knowing what's going to go on with me. I managed to get my Portuguese passport made for me with the Portuguese embassy in Bulgaria, explaining to them that I'm disabled and I can't really go to anywhere right now, and my Bulgarian residency as well, so I can legally stay here long term. With that, iPad, Procreate, all that in my head was a bit more quiet to start experimenting, to start being creative, to test this, to test that, to test this, to test that, to go through so many things. And you have been seeing this, I guess, in the last few months. I mean, with imprint and with KDP and with all that. I even ended up closing my Redbubble store for a lot of different reasons. There was a full video just about that. And I have been deep into Skillshare, educating myself sometimes on a daily basis. There were weeks where I would start my day with 2 hours of Skillshare classes. I became obsessed with knowledge and creativity and learning how to do new stuff. And that brings me to today. So taking all that, and thank you for listening to that part because that was long. It was the shortest that I could make it. I forgot some stuff. I forgot the fact that I opened TeePublic at the end of 2021, and I finally realized that I actually enjoy making t-shirts and tank tops with my hobbies. I finally had hobbies. I finally was in a place in my life that I was leaving the house a lot after, you know, all this hassle and years of bad mental health and the world crisis. So I discovered joy for so many things. And with that, I will move to part 2 of the video, which is all the lessons I've learned since February 2017 till now. The first lesson I learned is that chasing trends was never my thing. I was never a person to design by trends, and if I genuinely don't care about the design, I'm not going to promote it, I'm not going to even look at it, and I'm probably going to delete it from my store, even if it makes me money. I don't know why, that's just how my brain works. The second thing I learned is I want to promote things the right way. I want to promote something once I know the quality of it is good, that the service is going to be good, that the client is going to be happy, that I am truly feeling happy when someone orders from me. And I can tell you, like, when it comes to, like, for example, the LGBTQ niche, which is one of my strongest niches on TeePublic, whenever someone orders one of my t-shirts, knowing the quality, there is going to be a major TeePublic haul, like, in the next few weeks. Knowing the quality, it just makes me happy. And makes me happy. Keep that $2, $4, $5, whatever. Keep that. Never mind that. It makes me happy that somewhere around the world, someone is wearing their idea, their identity, something that matters to them, and I made that. It just brings so much joy into my life that I want to promote the right things. I also learned that combining multiple methods under one roof is the best way to go. And we're talking, for example, with Society6 and Zazzle, you can affiliate yourself. So if you have a blog about something, if you are talking about something, if you're sharing, I don't know, a certain print-on-demand wall art from Society6 and someone sees that, but they end up buying a hoodie from someone else from Society6, you still get money. With that affiliate option, we don't have to do everything in order to make money from everything, because if we make one good thing and someone goes into it, even if they don't buy from us, we still get commission, and that's brilliant. By the way, if you're selling on Etsy or on Redbubble, both of which have affiliate marketing programs, you're not allowed to affiliate yourself. It's really important to learn when you're allowed to affiliate yourself and when you're not. With Display, by the way, if you affiliate yourself and someone purchases from you, you get 50% commission, and if they purchase from someone else, then you get nothing. So really, I learned that, you know, combining several things under one roof, basically what I was trying to do with a baby blog, was a good idea. Lesson number 4, focusing on one niche opens up options. And it sounds ridiculous when you think about it, like, because I'm focusing on a niche, but it expands my options. First of all, because if a person really is into that niche, they will buy more things from you than just one item. And second of all, if you really do like a certain niche, there are so many things that you can say and do about it. I mean, I love puzzles. Do you have any idea how much puzzle merch I have here? It's not just jigsaw puzzles that I design myself. It's also like this tank top, which is all about puzzles, and my iconic, I call them iconic, sweatpants from Printful with my puzzle pattern, which I adore. And it really does open you up to a lot of options, also to a lot of options maybe in that field with a different product. And I'll talk a little bit more about that when I give some other examples. Lesson number 5, price doesn't always matter. I remember, and this is not coming just from Print on Demand, I prepared a 25-page printable mandala coloring book to sell on Etsy. It was priced with $4 and no one bought it. And then Easter came, I did a page with an egg and I put mandala inside and sold a set of 9 of those for $7. And even when I raised the price to $12, people were still buying it. Price doesn't always matter. Sometimes people will buy something because it's expensive. It depends on the marketplace, depends on the population you're targeting. Because if you're targeting clothes just for teenagers or a single mom who's hustling every day just to make a living, obviously she won't have a lot of money to spend, rather than someone who would go to this boutique shop and spend $300 on a t-shirt because they have money. So I realized that price doesn't always matter, because I've been selling t-shirts on multiple websites, I've been selling hoodies, and I've been selling high ticket items like shower curtains and bed duvets. And yeah, price doesn't really play a part in this. Lesson number, oh, I should really have numbered those. Lesson number 6 is that you need the right tools. Like, I wasn't able to bring forth my true potential without, Procreate. And I can tell you, for example, that I started using Placeit in 2021 when I opened the channel, because I read about it for Print on Demand. But I can also tell you that the minute that I started talking about Placeit in my channel, then I started doing mockups to some other stuff from Redbubble and later on from TeePublic and just putting them on Pinterest. And then I would get a lot more sales because it looks much more interesting than just the generic mockups from Redbubble, Printful, or TeePublic. The right tools can definitely bring out the best in you. And I feel like in some ways, it's not just that. It's also like, do you know the thing where I remember there was a friend of mine who always wanted to go to the gym and she would never stick by it. She would pay for a gym membership and then never go. And then a few years after, she enlisted to the most expensive gym in our neighborhood. And I was like, what are you doing? This is literally 3 times more than anything else. And she was like, if I'm paying that much for it, you're going to have to trust me that I'm going to go. And I feel like I felt the same way, because in times where I didn't have money, I was sifting through Canva or Placeit, trying to maximize any possible thing I can do with these platforms because I'm paying money for them and I don't have money for other stuff. This is the money I have. Israel was a very extremely expensive place to live in. I have so much debt from medical treatments along the years, from times that I couldn't work. Like, I think I've been pretty much carrying debt and loans since I was, legal age to open a bank account, which is 16. That's insane. And I think that definitely the right tools, it also makes you feel professional. It makes you feel like you are investing in something. It makes you feel like you should do it because you already have the tools. So why are you not using them? I remember I'm feeling sometimes that, if I'm not taking a Skillshare class for 2 weeks, I'm like, why am I not doing this? Even though the amount of Skillshare classes that I took the first months on Skillshare were worth the entire membership 3 times. I also got this really cool AI tool that I know some Print on Demand YouTubers did, how I look in my AI, give me niches. Yeah, Google can give me niches as well. But I'm using a really cool AI tool that can really help you, write captions and even full blog posts, which is amazing and shortens up my time so much with some of my blogs. And I have not used that tool in 3 weeks, and I feel dumb. Even though I have a yearly membership, I feel dumb for not using it for 3 weeks. There's something about getting the right tools that cost money that makes you have to use them. for your needs. By the way, if you guys want me to make a tutorial or a video about the AI tool that I'm using, and it's not open AI that everybody's using, please let me know in the comment section down below. Lesson number, I don't remember, motivation, or more like over motivation, can pretty much kill your business. Because I don't want to compare it to relationships, but you know how they say that love is not always everything? Because you fall in love with someone and they're amazing and you love them, but love is not everything. There is also communication and shared goals and shared plans. And is that person your best friend? And are you comfortable being around that person for a long time? And what happens in rough times when, you know, you're not that much into that person right now, but they're still there? What happens then? And I feel the same way about motivation and business, because if the only reason why you're starting this business is because you're motivated, motivation dies down sometime. It becomes a habit. It becomes something that you do. It becomes something that you are, or it becomes boring and annoying. And why am I even doing this? So coming to any online business just with motivation is not going to work. Lesson number, I don't remember what. Customization is key, or being unique. Because doing what everybody else is doing can work for a bit. It's not going to get you fulfilled or happy. If you sell something that is really unique to you, that's a bit of a joy factor. But the fact is that a lot of people just want customized stuff right now. I mean, have you seen how much Zazzle notebooks cost? Why are people buying them other than the fact that they can customize it? They can customize so many things. That's one of the reasons why I've been so passionate about Zazzle, because I know just how much customization, like customized stores can do, can work for you. Because if you look at Etsy even, who will pay so much money for a print-on-demand pillow unless you customize a portrait of their dog on that pillow, and then it's art, and then you can charge as much as you want, and it's customized, and it's a one-of-a-kind item, and it's very different, and it's worth it. It's worth the price. And maybe the same example with the candles from yesterday. What was that video? What was I thinking ordering print-on-demand candles? Come on, digressing. Another lesson that I learned is that video is king. Videos have exploded in 2020, 2021, 2022. What the hey is going on with TikTok? So videos are king, and video content is insane, especially with Instagram Reels, especially with TikTok, even with YouTube. Promoting anything with video is so much more. And the fact is, when you're selling a product, promoting it with a video can be amazing, because, you know, people get a better visual of what they're getting. And if you're worried about filming your own videos, you can also check out Placeit. Placeit also has video mockups, and there was an old tutorial about Placeit that is still valid till today, how to use Placeit, the mockups and the videos, and I will leave a link to that tutorial down below. You'll have to forgive me for my old tutorials, for the filming quality, the video quality, and my general lack of charisma. I was like, hi everyone, welcome to my, I was like, why are you so afraid of the camera? In any case, oh, my ADHD is terrible today. Lesson I learned number last for this is that Pinterest is your friend. I can pretty much relate most of my sales to recent activity on Pinterest. I know it doesn't work for everybody. There was a full tutorial about Pinterest and Redbubble and Pinterest and printables, and there will be a better updated one in the next few months. I'm thinking about, you know, we're heading into the end of the year, feeling weird saying it in the middle of July, but that's how it feels to me. We're already like, you know, we're already thinking about Halloween and Christmas, and after Christmas is 2023, right? So I feel like more marketing videos will be coming up. And I would like to move into part 3, which is with all the lessons and all that I know, what I would recommend for you guys to do. But before I do that, I would like to tell you guys that if you like this video so far and found this content useful, please hit the like button down below, because every time you do, believe it or not, it really does help my channel. And subscribe to my channel if you are not yet subscribed. Moving on to part number 3, which is knowing all that I know now, what would I recommend a complete print-on-demand beginner if they were starting print-on-demand right now? Okay, I'm going to start with being realistic. Maybe you need to work. Maybe you have a full-time job. And in that case, I would recommend trying to either get a remedial job, a job where you don't have to activate your brain at all, where you can just go and do your hours, or a job that allows you to basically sit, because I know a lot of friends of mine took like a job being a receptionist at a hotel at night. They were doing print-on-demand, sketching, studying for their degree while being at work because the job allows it. But a job that doesn't take up your brain and your stress, and that you don't come home completely exhausted from, because you can't work on your side hustle when your brain is overwhelmed. Or if you are sort of in the media industry, maybe try to find an internship job or something like this, because a lot of these jobs will actually teach you some of the tools that you're going to need to build your own print-on-demand business successfully. The second thing that I would suggest is to minimize your expenses. I think that it's something that we're all experiencing around the world anyway. With the recession and with inflation, minimize your expenses so that you could be able to expand, so that you could take some time off if you want to launch a new business. Minimize your expenses. And I know that not everybody can do that. I do believe that almost everybody can minimize their expenses, since, you know, I was living in some really hard situations in my life, and I remember like that I was eating 2 spoons of oatmeal in the morning, a potato and a tomato for lunch, and oatmeal in the evening. I'm not saying do that, but I'm saying that you can always minimize your expenses, whether it's to move into a cheaper place, with the whole concept again of geo arbitrage, because I can definitely tell you that I'm getting a lot more here in Bulgaria than in Israel, and I'm paying a lot less. I don't know what you guys know, but in Israel, one of my apartments when I got back, this was 2018. It was a really, really crappy studio, disgusting small apartment. My landlord had Alzheimer's. He would yell at me all the time, thinking I'm his daughter because I'm smoking. It was completely awful, so noisy, so not well built, not well maintained, disgusting. I didn't have hot water, and I was paying around $600 a month. Fast forward a few years, which everything in Israel is costing a lot more. Oh, and that apartment was a bargain. Fast forward, I'm paying 300 euros where we are now on an apartment, co-working for both of us, and a little bit for electricity. So, like, that's insane. Insane. So if you can minimize your expenses, and of course the whole geo arbitrage concept of moving into a cheaper country, I also experimented that when I went to Romania. Back then I was living in a nice small studio apartment, paying $800 a month in 2016. So yeah, I moved from a very expensive country to a very cheap country to allow myself a breathing room and to be able to close off my debts, to invest in myself. So if you have the option to either move or minimize some of your expenses, even if they look like they don't matter. Like, what am I going to do? Save $20? Yeah, saving $20 can help you pay for Canva, or can help you, I don't know, pay for Skillshare. So that's what I would start with. The next step would be to educate yourself. And I wrote down a list of like illustration, design, SEO, website, social media, making videos, marketing, writing blog posts. Educate yourself on any aspect of your business, because success comes from education. There is no way to go around it. And the next, which is starting to come to a practical point of view, I would start experimenting with trends. That was interesting. I would start experimenting with trends in my own niches, or holidays and evergreens in my own style. So for example, if your style is everything to do with kawaii or with flamingos, so do flamingos for Christmas, flamingos for Halloween, flamingos for birthdays, flamingo evergreen. Or doing certain trends with my niche. So for example, if my niche is musicians and I am seeing at the whole like, I like my cats and maybe 2 people, so I like my guitar and maybe 2 people. By the way, yesterday I was wearing a shirt for a video that says, I like my ukulele, I tolerate people. It was actually sold on TeePublic right after the video. Was it one of you guys? Because that was a freaky coincidence. So I would say experiment with trends in your own niches, or holidays and evergreens in your own style, using one of those big marketplaces like Redbubble or TeePublic that allows you to put your design on a bunch of stuff. And you don't need any professional software to do that. I would choose to invest in my business, whether it's tools, apps, products, mind you, sales. For example, whenever you upload a design onto TeePublic for 72 hours, it's on a sale price. Or if you're integrated with Printful, even if you haven't sold anything and you're integrated with Printful with Etsy, for example, you get to have 3 test orders a month for 20% off and sometimes even free shipping. So mind these sales with tools and apps to just try to invest in your business, but save money while doing it. And what I would go through after all of this is to open your baby project. And I would probably do that combining a store on Shopify or on WooCommerce or on your own platform where you can control it while doing print on demand and a blog to affiliate products relating to that. And I want to give you a few examples just to, make sure we are on the same page. So there was a video a few days ago about print on demand coloring page wall art from Awkward Styles and from Zazzle. So if that was your baby project to do your coloring wall art on Shopify, connected, integrated with Awkward Styles, awesome. Maybe also sell printables on the same platform, because you can also sell printables on Shopify, and have a blog where you write about different markers and Sharpies and watercolor and acrylics, affiliating AliExpress or Amazon or eBay, wherever people will buy them. So making it your baby project all over. That also means opening Instagram, showing how you color your own things, talking about coloring, becoming your product, becoming the best client of your own product, and showing people how fun it is being a client of your product on Instagram, on TikTok, and on YouTube. And to give a different example, not just for coloring, so for example, there was a video about recipe niche. I will leave a link to that one down below. It was a really good design tutorial to me. Like, I had a blast making it, and I really need to make more design tutorials. And let's take, for example, the cooking niche. So doing print on demand, recipe niche, cooking niche, things for people who like cooking with aprons, while also giving free printables or paid printables, recipes that people can download and print at home, while also affiliating all of these cool kitchen hacks that you can find on AliExpress and Amazon. So there are so many things that you can do from these hobbies or things that you like by diving into this baby project. And there was actually a video about how to monetize your hobbies or who you are, and I will leave a link to that video down below. It was one of my favorite videos to do all year, and I thank everyone who asked me to make that video. I seriously thank you guys so much when you request a video. I literally have like my list of videos, and every month I feel like I change 70% of them based on what you guys are asking. So keep on asking me for videos. I really do enjoy that. I'm like reading YouTube comments while writing in my notebook. Okay, video idea. Next up, while you have trending things or evergreens, your style, experimenting on these marketplaces, and developing your baby product, I would continue to educate myself on a daily basis as much as I can, while also finding a community to bounce ideas off of. So we have our own Facebook group. I kind of like you guys a lot. I feel like I should be more involved in the group. I feel like lately you've just been answering your own questions. You don't really need me. But I do feel like whenever I have an idea, I have so many people to bounce ideas off of because I have you guys. So if you guys haven't checked out our Facebook community yet, there is a link to that Facebook group down below. Or find people around you that are like-minded. I can tell you that there are a lot of people who are kind of interested in selling their own art or print on demand here in the co-living that I live in Bansko, including two of you guys who are watching this channel that I got to meet in real life, which is insane. I was literally sitting in their apartment earlier today, and it's so much fun talking about these things with someone who's into this, and it's such an experience for me because I don't think that I would have had fun doing print on demand for such a long time without the community, even if it's a virtual one. The last thing maybe that I would recommend is to realize how to educate yourself without getting the shiny new thing syndrome. And the best example I can do is give you, remember the video I did about Zazzle? I think it was Zazzle part 5 with 35 plus shop ideas for Zazzle, showing a lot of their products. That video can get me with such shiny new thing syndrome. But no, if you watch videos like this, if you watch me design a puzzle, if you watch me design a hoodie, if you watch me use Procreate, try to always come from the point of view of how does that translate to what I wanted to do. Obviously, you can get a new business idea from me, and that's brilliant. But if you already have an idea that you're invested in and trying to promote, try to see how that tutorial can translate into my business idea and stick with that. Learn how it relates to you versus learning, oh, this is cool, I need to do that. And we're approaching the last part. Oh, I feel like I need water. I'm so thirsty from talking. I love water here. It's tap water. So good. Especially after living in Thailand for so many years where you can't drink from the tap because you can die or something. One more thing that I might recommend if you guys are location static. Do you remember me making a video about this? I adore this bedsheet set. I adore it. It was so cheap. It was so cool. And by the way, I also got a shower curtain from that Chinese company. It's hanged in my shower, and we'll put a photo of it somewhere here. And I love those companies from China. Some of them make really good products. The problem is that these really good products come in really annoying packaging, so I would not want to do them print on demand. But if I were to stay static in one place long term and have enough space, I would probably order stock and sell it myself. And that's something I'm probably going to do in the next few years. So that's another idea for you guys. There is a lot more videos coming up on these really cheap Chinese suppliers if you guys want to check them out. And before we move on to what I took from this video, and thank you again for everyone who's brought up this topic. This has really made me think. I feel like so many times when you ask me a question or when you comment, you're giving me more information and more to think about than I provide you with. So thank you. So I would love it if you could comment if you think that this applies to you, what kind of situation you are. Where do you live? Do you think that you have an expense that you can cut down off? Or do you think that there's something you can minimize in your life? Or do you think that maybe if you had a different job, you will be able to focus on print on demand? Or where are you in this print on demand stage of opening a business? Are you basically following this plan without noticing? What tools are you using? Just generally share your print on demand, what you're doing now with me, because it feels more of a community. I told you, it becomes easier when you share it with someone. Moving on to the last part of this video, which is what I plan to do with all my knowledge with print on demand. So the three main print on demand platforms that I wrote here, and I hope that it's not going to be a surprise to anyone, are TeePublic, Society6, and Zazzle. I really do love wearing my own style, and I think that TeePublic is a great place for that, and it's also been working quite well for me. I get sales pretty much every day, so it's kind of fun. I pretty much sell 2-3 designs all the time, and then from time to time there's like another design that sells, and I'm like, that's interesting, and I really need to spend more time investing in TeePublic. I will be beating myself up on that on the video on August 1st with the goals, but yeah. Society6, I like their home decor, even the small stuff like the mugs and everything, and I like the shopping experience from Society6, as well as the fact that you can affiliate yourself. And Zazzle with stationery, notebooks, stickers, and the ability to affiliate yourself and customize everything. So I feel like I'm sort of going back to my origins with the fluid and liquid art, but also adding some of my own cubism paintings. I think I'm just going to put everything on Society6. I also have TeePublic, again, with my Canva designs, mostly, and Zazzle with a bunch of patterns and notebooks and stationery and planner stickers, and I will pretty much be focusing on that. There was a full video, by the way, about Zazzle stickers. I will leave a link to that one down below. I'm probably also going to do wrapping paper. There was a video about that. I'm going to invest a bit more time. I might try to do it for one of the holidays because we are approaching some holiday season, so that could be cool. But the main thing would be a store about stationery, notebooks, stickers in relation to self-development. And that is because my personal Instagram is about to go through a little bit of changes. My link in bio at the moment is maytribes.com/links, which is a links page that is from maytribe.com. And my Instagram contains information about print on demand, but it's more about my life. And I am opening a new YouTube channel. I will be talking about that in my goals video a lot more, but I am passionate about something more than I'm passionate about puzzles or mahjong or anything else. I'm passionate about living a life with chronic condition, living a life when people tell you, you know what, you're always going to be disabled, you're always going to have problems, you might as well stay in your place, little girl. Living a full life, being happy, saving money, and I don't even know how to explain the feeling I get from the fact that in March last year, in March 2021, I was hungry for 3 days waiting on food donations. And this year in March, I fed a family of 6. It took me 1 year to, obviously a bit more than that, but to zone in and do and find everything. And I know that a lot of people think, oh yeah, it was easy for you because you just flew to a different country, you don't have any responsibilities. If you think that this is easy for me to throw away my entire belongings in Israel, some of them are at my dad's, but he doesn't have a lot of space, some of them are with my friends, If you think that it's easy for a person with multiple disabilities to hop on a plane and go to a different side of the world to try to find a better life, oh my God, you're wrong. You're so wrong. It's been so challenging here, especially with having to deal with a coccyx injury. And while I was recovering from that, constantly doing a 2.5 hour per direction drive to Sofia to fix my residency and my passports and my IDs and all that, it's been quite a hassle. Even with PTSD, the amount of medication I had to take to just enter an airport in Israel is astounding. And I travel assisted with a wheelchair. So no, it's not easy, but I think that I found out that I'm so passionate about trying to have a better life than what society tells you you can have, or what you think you can have looking at other people in your condition who failed or whatever. Trying to have a better life with fibromyalgia, with CPTSD, with breaking 9 vertebrae in my spine, with so many things. So I think that's what I'm really passionate about, and that will be my baby project. And that baby project is going to have its own YouTube channel. It's going to have my Instagram dedicated to it, talking about my life, about gratitude, about doing my vision book, which, by the way, I created my vision book using Zazzle. And I will be making different versions of that for other people if they want to buy this one, or if they just want to buy a normal notebook. And I'm going to be doing stickers for self-development and planners. And I'm also going to be wearing my own t-shirts throughout this. I have fibromyalgia t-shirts. So I'm also going to be wearing those during these videos, and I'm going to take this as my baby project, whether it's affiliating, whether it's selling my merch, whether it's trying to make money from YouTube on that channel, whether it's just making this my project. And a part of me really wanted to launch this project, again, as I said, my baby, my shop, my rules, not a marketplace, not Zazzle, but I'm still with the same credit card problems. It's even worse that I'm here because I can't even buy a plane ticket with my Israeli credit card, because they send me messages that someone is using my credit card in Bulgaria. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. And they're like, yeah, but you have to go to Israel to the bank to sign that I'm in Bulgaria. Let that sink in. So I do have more banking solutions here, but I am looking into opening my company here, opening another company here, so I can do my own shop. This also relates to me wanting to write my own book, several books on self-help, how I help myself with certain things, and like how coloring pages help me. And this will expand to this whole baby project that contains print on demand and printables and affiliate links and a whole lot of videos and advice for me, because that's just what I'm passionate about. And once I do figure out this whole taxes thing and my own shop and opening my company here and opening, having a different credit card here, having a different system here, then I will probably be using either Printful, Awkward Styles, or Art of Wear. Printful because they're all over the world. They have so many fulfillment centers, and surprisingly enough, most of their quality was really good. I don't really like their packaging because it's very bland, but it still comes from me, so that's nice. Awkward Styles because their wall art is an insane quality, that it's amazing. They don't have as many products as other people, but I genuinely like the people working for Awkward Styles. I feel like every time I have a conversation with them, I genuinely like that connection. I feel like, it's kind of lonely on this side of the camera. And I always feel like, these companies are kind of my colleagues in a way. So the Awkward Styles would definitely be in the mix. Plus, again, the amazing quality. Or Art of Wear, because that's a totally different style of products, as well as Art of Wear having the option to customize everything, including the label of the brand in the back, stickers on the product itself. And that just makes it, easier to price higher. And if you're interested in more about Art of Wear, how to price it, there's actually someone I know that you might know as well that is thinking about doing exactly that, a high-end shop for Art of Wear products, and she hopefully will be hosted on this channel next month. Cross your fingers for me. I feel like I'm super pumped. I want to stop filming this so I can edit it, share it with you guys, watch the live premiere with you guys, go to sleep. Well, not to sleep, go work on my Zazzle store and really get started with all of this. So at first I would really like to thank all of you guys so much. And thank you for this idea. Thank you for listening to me ramble on for like what? 45, 50 minutes, an hour. I don't know how much it's going to be after editing. So thank you so much for this idea, for listening to me, for hopping on this journey with me, for sharing your journey with me. I feel like in so many times, like whenever you share something with me, I feel like I'm a part of your life in a way. And that's, I never knew my heart could be so big and so open to so many people before opening this channel. It's insane. I'm gonna start to cry. What's wrong with me? So emotional lately. There will be another video coming up tomorrow about how to start print on demand completely for free. So in case, you know, you can't invest in this and you can't invest in this, and I'm going to go through some of the options again for people who might have a tablet that is not an iPad, and for people who don't want to pay Canva. What can you do with a free version of Canva for print on demand? And I will gladly go over a list of cool free things that you can have for your print on demand business tomorrow. Because with that being said, that was it for me for today. Thank you so much for watching. And as usual, I'll see you guys tomorrow in my next video. Bye!